Hi guys, a little bit late, but I'm experimenting here. Now I have two cameras. I'll show you a little bit later why. But I'm going to show you how simple it is to do the Icelandic lamb soup or Kjötsúpa. I'll show you here with the other camera if I do that solo here. Solo layout. So what do we have? You can buy these from any store. This is basically just Kjötsúpa kjött or súpukjött, fiskiflokkur. Hi Robin. And then we have root vegetables. That's the basic, like potatoes, carrots, onions, rutabaga or swede. And this is something that you can buy from the Hi Paul, yes, cooking with father. Yeah, I'm crazy. I'm crazy to even think about doing this, especially when I'm not perfect. I'm not a real chef. But these soup herbs are traditional things that you can buy in any grocery store. But this is basically just dried parsnips, carrots, and leek. You can get some versions of this, but so this is perfect to add to the meat soup. And then I'm going to add a little bit of rice. Sometimes I don't add them. I like to have it clear, but sometimes I have them. Yeah. And the basic thing is that, the basic thing that we're going to do is maybe start with just boiling the meat for at least 45 minutes. And I'll show you maybe a little bit. I'll cut open that bag and show you everything from Kronan this time, Julie. This was what I like to have this. They have an app for that you can order online and get it delivered. And so I chose Kronan for this particular order. Hello, Stephen and Anne and Myrna and Paul. Yes. So yeah, let's put you here and switch the view. Experimentation. So Icelandic lamb soup, very basic. Meat into the pot, 45 minutes, let it boil. Skim the broth. There's a little bit of a brownish broth that comes on top of it. Okay, I'm gonna skip that. Yeah, and then you add the rest of the ingredients. Of course, you peel the potatoes and cut it all down. You add it and you let it boil for at least 20 minutes, something like that. But preferably, for an hour, but for more, but just let it simmer. The best Icelandic lamb soups are 2 or 3 days old when the ingredients have gelled together. I'm going to show you. There's not a really nice weather outside. Let's see if I can just show you if I can share you my screen. Share screen, Chrome tab, weather. So, you see my screen, right? Yes. Okay. So yeah, it's not actually too bad today, but I'm going to show you outside. It's a little bit cold. Stop sharing. Stop screen. Experimentation. I love experimentation. So you see maybe that there's a little bit of snow outside and the wind is blowing. Yes, don't know why I bothered with showing that this is just simple that we have had so little snow this this season that, yeah, pretty amazed by it. No, I can't see any landmarks from my home, Stephen. Windy and wet. Let's switch. Marian is asking copy finder. Marian is asking if you add herbs and spices, garlic and oregano. Yeah, we use these over here, the dried herbs. Some people like to add some chili and stuff, but I know some people add garlic, but it's different. Some people have different than other families. I'm talking. Yeah, I'm looking at this camera now. Okay, now I'm in the correct camera. Hi, Stephen. Yes, there's a lot of stores that restaurants that serve Icelandic lamb soup. I think it's a pretty Iceland in a bowl. That's Icelandic lamb soup. My mother used to make this in like a 40-liter pot, like a huge pot, and probably 4 bags of the like maybe 6 kilos of meat and the rest. And we would eat that for a couple of days. It was always delicious. It's one of the foods that I can eat anytime. Yeah. So I'm gonna start off with so you see it? Yes. We just got some great news today, actually, and a pretty strange one at that. Does anybody live close to Warwick in England? Anybody? So the best Icelandic lamb for the meat soup is, of course, with a little bit of bones. So this is a bone over here, and a little bit fatty. That helps with that. So when it boils for such a long time, gives it this excellent flavor. Anybody living near Warwick? Warwick, in the center of England. So these are lamb shanks. So this is like a collection of well cut off. Maybe some of you non-meat eaters over there think this is not a very yummy thing to look at, but we here in Iceland, we tend to be more like meat and fish and dairy eaters. But it's growing. It's growing. A lot of great vegan restaurants opening up, and it's a growing thing. Hi, Julie. Yorkshire. I'll tell you more about it later on because, yeah, it's a big thing happening for the family. So, 3 liters of water, just a big pot. That should cover for what I have here for the meat and for the whole thing. Maybe I'll add a little bit of water to make sure that, as I said, the soup is it's better to have enough for the next day. I like the soup even better when next day. Hello, Robin from Lewiston, Idaho. I think my friends would, they are laughing of my attempts to be an internet chef because I'm not pretty famous for my cooking. Let's just keep it like, let's be honest about that one. So, yeah, boil the lamb 45 minutes. The better it's if it's with bones, but you can basically put any meat of the lamb, but with the bones you get the broth better. And then it's basic. Just do the onions and sweet rutabaga, potatoes, carrots, and the soup herbs, a little bit of rice. I'm going to add salt and pepper. I'm going to cut down fresh chili for me, just to spice it up a little bit for me. And yeah, that's gonna be basic. I just turned on the meat. So now we're gonna have a little bit of a chat about the volcanic eruption. So share here, or possible. It's very likely at this time. Why? Because we can see that. So I'm going to share with you here. So you see this, right? If I just took full screen layout, yes, okay. So so there's a magma chamber that's been opening up since there have been 24,000 earthquakes or something like that in the last couple of weeks, and slowly they've been opening up this magma chamber or lava chamber, which lava is flowing into. And they are saying here 15 to 20. What's the right term for it? Meters per second. Well, meters per second. Yes, and so it's basically flowing like a river, like a quadruple the river that runs through the Reykjavik Elliðaár. And so this is a 7 kilometers long magma chamber. So this is like a table that's been turned upside down, and here at the top, so there's like a little bit of a T here at the top, and yeah, 7 kilometers long, and roughly just about 1 meter to the Earth's crust here to the south side. Here is Mount Keilir. Maybe you see some pictures of that. I could maybe show you another picture after this. But so this is Mount Keilir. This is another mountain called Fagradalsfjall, or the beautiful mountain, beautiful valley mountain, beautiful valley mountain, mountain of the beautiful valley. Keep that like that. So yeah, there's just 1 kilometer from the lava chamber to there, so it could really open at any time. It's so close to the surface. And the reason why we're not particularly worried about this is in no man's land. It's a flat land, so the lava will simply just start flowing. And this is a very small lava chamber compared. So it's a lot smaller than, for example, Eyjafjallajökull, the volcanic eruption 2010. There was another eruption in 2013 called Fimmvörðuháls. If you're walking in the south, you can see that it's close to Eyjafjallajökull. Was it 2013? Was it earlier? When was it? Fimmvörðuháls. I'm going to check. Háls eldgos. Yeah, it was 2010 also. So it was before. Well, doesn't care. Don't care. I have posted the recipe, but I will post the recipe also later on. Sorry for being so scattered. Sometimes I was scattered brain. So here you can see all the earthquakes from the last last 2 weeks. So as you see, the dead center is here around that area, and then we have also Sheridan. It's just why do volcanoes have such long names that are very hard to say? It's just to mess with you guys. No, we have this strange thing here to connect a couple of words like Eyjafjallajökull, the glacier on top of the mountain close to the islands. So this connecting a couple of words together is a very common thing and when we're naming something. It's very descriptive sometimes. And what do we have here? Yes, here's another good picture. So see this one? So this is the magma chamber, so it's been filling up here. And this is, of course, causing a lot of the quakes, and the chamber is getting a little bit bigger. And it's very likely that it will reach the surface. It's getting that big. It's not big, but it's getting that big, and it will probably reach the surface. Can I show you any more pictures? Yeah, here's there's been a little bit of damage, of course, roads and stuff like that close to it. But as I said, fortunately enough, we're very. This is in the middle of nowhere, so it helps a whole lot. And what do I have more for you guys? Yeah, just another quake photo where they've been located recently. So where am I? No, don't remove this one. Just that stream. Just solo layout. Hello. So Sheridan, you want to learn how to properly say the name of the volcano? Want to try? Maybe too loud for you here. I'm cutting. Well, Sheridan, the name of the volcano now is there isn't a name because it hasn't erupted yet. So, but one of the names that has been put forward is Þráinsskjaldahraun. Þráin, TH, Þráin. That's one of the special Icelandic letters that we have. Þráin. Can you repeat that? Þráin. So it's like a TH. Þráin. Skjaldar. Skjaldar is like a shield. So the Þráinsskjaldahraun, the shield of Þráin's lava field or volcano. Hraun is lava or lava field. This is sjáið allt þetta hraun. Look at all this lava over here. Or look at the lava field. Alexandra, right you are. Þú ert að læra íslensku, Alexandra, satt? Alexandra is learning Icelandic. Maybe you saw my live stream that I'm going to do about Icelandic and trying to teach you some Icelandic, and I'm going to have a guest that's learning Icelandic here, living here in Iceland, called Nicola, and we're going to. I've had so much fun watching her write about the difficulties of learning Icelandic, and but it's a pretty difficult language, but you should, it's not that difficult, really. So, hvað ertu að læra íslensku, Alexandra? Where are you studying Icelandic? Is it Icelandic online, or do you have any tips for the rest of the group that are with us here? How many are 64 people? Annabella, I'm cooking Icelandic lamb soup. You can check out the beginning when this is over, or on Icelandic Kjötsúpa, Iceland in a bowl. So I'll post the recipe or a version of the recipe, because recipes are sometimes based on who is cooking at each time. But it's basically Icelandic lamb. You can buy like a bag of this Icelandic lamb. So perfect if you're going for a road trip. If you're going for a road trip, you rent some kind of a cottage or something when you're driving around Iceland. Cook this, and then you'll just have like a Tupperware or something like that, and you can eat that for 3 days. Spare you a little bit of money. So yeah, the ingredients: Icelandic lamb. You can buy a bag of that in any grocery store. Like súpukjöt. It's called súpukjöt or soup meat. The key thing is it's very good to have the meat on the bone, so the bones are with it, so you can get the. I'm looking at sometimes my mind doesn't work with. So what's inside bones? What's it called? Mergur, marrow. Sometimes looking. Leita langt yfir skammt. It's an Icelandic saying. Leita langt yfir skammt. So it's looking far for something that's really short, or it's a short distance from you. Leita langt yfir skammt. I always learn something Icelandic. Kjötsúpa, yeah. Well, Sheridan, I applaud you for trying to speak. There are some very simple tricks. If you're buying something, takk, thank you. Einn bjór, takk. Einn bjór, takk. One beer, thank you. Einn kaffi, takk. Kaffi, coffee, kaffi. Einn kaffi, takk. Þakka þér fyrir. Þakka þér fyrir. Again, we're using the great letter th, þakka þér fyrir. Rolling our R's. Art parta, Julie. I can do anything that you ask me for. Ask of me. Depends a little bit on. Does Patra, does he have? What's her story? Can you tell me, Julie? So yes, geologists are wondering from one thing. I don't have OCD or something like that, but sometimes I wander from one thing to the next. Geologists are thinking that I'm wondering, is the sound too loud when I'm cutting? Should I move the microphone? What do you think? No, nobody replying with the sound. Perfect. Okay. So I prefer to cut the onions real small. But the turnip, it can be chunky, maybe not as big that you need to, but it can be a little bit chunky. The cabbage, just like small slices. Potatoes can be chunky also. Um, I'm going to show you one thing. That's also just like a key thing. So I'm going to switch the cameras now into the. So now the broth is slowly starting to boil, and I like to have like a spoon and take off the brownish stuff that collects itself here on the surface. So just have a spoon and take that off, and yeah, simply let it boil, 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 boil. Hi, Joanne. How are your eyes not running from those onions? Well, I'm close to it, to be honest. I'm close to it, but yeah, well, sometimes they are. My eyes are running, sometimes not. So, again, carrots, potatoes, sweet or rutabaga, onions, soup herbs, which is basically just dried parsnips, leek, and carrots. There are some versions with more dried herbs. And then I'll add a little bit of rice to this one. Usually don't, but I want to do it now for some reason. I think maybe I'll do a proper video like I did with the Icelandic fish balls, if you maybe saw that one. Julie says, just loads of watercolor designs, all of the souvenirs shops, Reykjavik. Yeah, I've probably seen her, but maybe I should go and pay her a visit. So do you have any questions for me? Yeah, I'm always starting again with the eruption. The geologists are saying that yeah, it's getting closer and closer to an eruption. But this is nothing like the Eyjafjalla eruption when that happened underneath a glacier. So it was more explosive eruption. So because of the friction between lava and water meeting, that causes the fine ash. So it's a completely different type of eruption. So as I said, we have eruption every 4 or 5 years. So I've seen a couple in my lifetime. I think we are more calm about this one than maybe some people that are immigrants or but what we're not used to is that these constant quakes. It's been very active about the quakes. They've been happening like 2 a.m., 5 a.m. I can get on some people's nerves. I woke up at least twice to a quake, but I'm pretty used to my older one running into the room like in the middle of the night because he likes to sleep in our bed for the rest of the night. He's like a elephant running into the room. So sometimes it's I'm pretty used to getting back to sleep after an elephant runs into the. So virtual suit digging Reykjavik on Saturday night, dressed up. Okay, cool. Slavat Kruter. Interesting. So how many were there doing? Like for a gig, Reykjavik? I'm thinking about doing a small or short gig. When I visit this lighthouse in Akranes on the 10th of April, if I remember it correctly, we're going to go to the small town of Akranes, which is about 45-minute drive from Reykjavik. And the acoustics inside the lighthouse are crazy. It's like a cave, or it's very beautiful. So I've wanted to sing there for quite some time. So maybe I'm going to grab the opportunity with you and do a couple of songs. Excited. 20 people, says Julie, about that concert. So now it's starting to boil. Now I can show you probably the broth. And I'm sorry for you. Maybe if you're not here, you're not Portuguese, probably. I think so. So you see this brown broth. I skim that off the surface. And I'm just cutting carrots here and getting things ready. No, as I said, this will take about 45 minutes. Hey, Google, put a timer for 45 minutes.
Sure, 45 minutes, starting now.
Here then, of course, if it will not, I will go there live streaming. I was actually thinking about going there yesterday, just going on top of the mountain that's like further away, and just doing a live stream. But there was such a horrible weather yesterday, I didn't go through with it, fortunately. That will be like a good thing for the Darwin Awards if I would go on top of the mountain and it would erupt underneath my feet. I would, yes, perish by doing a live stream, just for doing a live stream. That would be something. Way to go. Sorry about that, Shelly. Shelly saying that I put her Google timer on. Yes. So raise hand who has had this live Icelandic lamb soup. How many? Sheridan, I'm very famous in Iceland. I like it. I was a bit. Yeah, but yeah, I'm thinking. I'm thinking of doing a live stream. Of course, if it erupts, I will go as close as possible. Being born and raised on a small mountain island of the south coast, which there was a big volcanic eruption there in 1973. So I was always playing in the warm lava and just running in the. So it's like part of like my DNA, I think. That yeah, it doesn't scare me. Of course, I'm not a foolish person. Well, sometimes, but I'm definitely gonna check out the volcanic eruption if it happens. So, any questions for me about Iceland or life in general? Yeah, Kjötsúpa, right you are. Bingo. And yes, the broth is starting to smell delicious. 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 Julie is asking, what other jobs have you had other than a guide? Musician. Was a touring musician for a while, for some years. Marketeer. I did marketing for Radio Fiber Network, the company used which is putting fiber in, like 85% of Icelandic homes have 1 gig fiber now. So we are the best internet connected country in the world. And I worked as a sailor. I worked as in a fish factory, basically processing fish. And yes, computers. Yeah. Yes, I hope I meet you too. It looks like your friend in Reykjavik maybe will not always be in Reykjavik for the next couple of years, but I have all my guides, my great guides are working with me. So your friend Reykjavik will continue, of course, to guide people and do like folklore and food tours and all kinds of tours that we do here. And when actually COVID, so tired of this COVID. Sheridan is what is the coldest temperature you have encountered in your hometown? In my hometown is actually, or I look at myself more like a part of Reykjavik today because I've been here for 26 years. But my hometown, the West Islands, is actually to the South Shore, so it doesn't really get that cold What's -10 Fahrenheit, 8 Celsius, something like that. In the north, it's much colder sometimes. But the benefit of living in Iceland is that usually it doesn't get that cold. It doesn't get really that warm either. Like an average like a very sunny day in Reykjavik is 50 degrees Celsius. So that's what, 70 Fahrenheit, something like that. Alexander, I would love to if you're able to travel to Iceland. Maybe you'll do. You would only have to talk Icelandic. So for those of you starting in the stream, I'm just boiling the lamb here, about 45 minutes. Hi. Huh. I have to look at something. Yeah, terrible host. Just leave you here on your own. Samantha, you can check out. I've done a video about doing plockfish. Or did I do a video? Did I do just the recipe? I don't remember. I should do a video. I haven't. Yeah, I did. Of course, I did a video. I did a live video when I was matching it together. So, any more questions? Is that where you go for your holidays when you're able? Somewhere warm. With the family. It's good to be somewhere where it's a little bit easy. Hi, Olin. Good to say hi. Folk. Ja. Ja, beter vet. This is us. So guys, just to finish up, my boy is going for gymnastics. So to finish off with the cooking, wait about 30 minutes and add the rest of the ingredients. Boil for at least 20 minutes, preferably just on low heat for long periods, salt and pepper and the dried soup herbs and everything, and voila, not complicated. So yeah, where to travel? We went 2 years ago, or no, yeah, roughly 1.5 years ago. We went to Tenerife, Canary Island, with my mom. And, she was, of course, in a wheelchair at the time, so it was really good to be able to do one holiday with her before she passed. We've also traveled here, like last summer, of course, because of COVID. We were just traveling here in Iceland. It was lovely. I would like to travel actually more here in Iceland, see the country and That's the plan actually for the spring. I'm going to try to travel more and bring you along with me. Show you some sights. So yes, hello kids, hi family. Alexander, yes, we like the Canaries. Some people in Iceland don't like it to have it very hot. So when it goes past 30 degrees Celsius, it's too hot for us. But the benefits of the Canary Islands are that they are pretty evenly at 25 Celsius. That's what 82 Fahrenheit. 82, yes. 50, yeah. So it's not a lot of bad weather, just easy sailing. And Julia, if we travel to Britain, for sure, I would love to travel there. Yeah, that's going to definitely. Maybe your friend Ricky will continue to be your friend Ricky traveling abroad, checking out some food, and I would love to do more of that. Have you watched Somebody Feed Phil? I really like that show. And that's exactly what I have been thinking about for years. Like culture, food, and plain having fun. So this is going to be I'm probably going to cut you off in a little while because I have to take care of my the 3-year-old. He's turning 3 on Saturday. There's been preparation in his kindergarten now for the last week or so. He's been making his own crown and everything. There's going to be a birthday party at his kindergarten on tomorrow, and then we'll have a birthday party with a family on Saturday. So I'll do a live stream on Sunday where we're going to try some Icelandic candy. Things I do for you. Yes. So I'll have to run extra next week to make up for the candy that I eat on Sunday for you. Just for you. Pappa er ute med. Sorry. Det är sweet. Hej. Säg hej. 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 Jag ska dra annat. Þetta er svona. 2 ára. Hvað verður á morgun? Á laugardaginn? Tryggja. Julia, you should just, feel the smell from the land. It's getting there, but when we mixed it all together, it's going to be excellent. I'm seeing the comments a little bit different, and so do you have any questions for Iceland before we? Tuesday. My boys learn how not to. My boy is learning not to have a. Bleia. Napkin, no, napkin. Bleia. Alexandra, bleia. Jeez. How can I not remember that? Heyrðu, þetta voru leika. Já. Let's see how quickly he will come to me and ask me to do something for him. He's gonna start playing now. Did anybody come with a play? Baby wipes. Baby wipes. Sorry for mind blank. Play. Oh, and it's good. Of course. Diaper. That's the word. And they start to learn English at the age of 8. So in elementary school. But my 5-year-old already started to pick up some English words. Because they're watching like cartoons and YouTube, and well, not much YouTube, but cartoons. And sometimes they're just subtitled. Sometimes they're just a couple of English words inside of a cartoon. They pick that up and ask about it. And I think it's, they're there's a little bit of Americanization. When they're learning, when they hear all the English around them and people slanging in English. But we'll get more to that when we talk about the Icelandic. Sharon saying your English is very good. Kathleen, thank you, Sheridan. Kathleen is asking, boneless lamb work in this soup. I can in the loop sometimes, but I just don't have the power. Yes, it would work, but then I would definitely add like you lose a little bit of the taste of the marrow. You get a little bit of taste from the marrow of the bone. Maybe then you add some spices, or what's it called here? Some bouillons. Or maybe somehow a lamb bouillon bouillon in English. As I said, I'm not a chef, so I don't know the right terminology. Annabelle is asking what part of the lamb. You can use shoulder or shanks. The soup meat is actually like a collection, like just a collection of. And some people like to, after they've cooked the soup, after they've been cooking the soup, they like to take out the meat and debone them, and then just cut them up in small pieces and put them back in. I prefer to have it in the soup, but then you need to work on it a little bit when you need to cut off the meat or have like a small dish on the side. Most of the restaurants debone the meat after it's been cooking and then put it back inside the broth. Nicole is asking, come to Iceland this year, maybe June or September, which is the better month to come? Weather-wise, it's probably in June. Traveling in September, then you get the bonus of pretty good weather and the northern lights. Because then it's dark enough for them to be visible. So I would say it depends. It depends. I do agree with you, some apple skiing with just a spoon of rhubarb or blueberry jam or simply delicious. The same thing George is saying, it's like maybe chicken noodle soup. Yes, it's better to have. You get just there's more soul in the soup when you're able to boil the bones and everything. And as I said earlier, my mother used to make this like in a 40-liter pot, huge pot, and usually around this festivity called Thjóðhátíð. The center around this 4-day music festival in the beginning of August in the Western Lands. So a little bit of cooking going on. So this is the best hangover medicine there is. You can always go for a bowl of Icelandic lamb soup, and it always gives you the right energy to keep on going. Sheridan is asking, why do all the cooking in the house new? Hilda does. Well, we tried to, recently, I've been trying to do more cooking. She used to do most of the cooking, but I'm trying to do more. And I try to do these traditional things like the fish stew and fish balls and tacos, everything traditional Icelandic. But yeah, she does most of the cooking. So I'm gonna skim a little bit more. I'm gonna put a little bit of salt now, as we're a little bit more than halfway there. So Sherry's asking, skiing in Iceland. Yes, it's popular, but the best skiing places are in the north of Iceland. As I said, there have been, I think, 6 or 7 days of snow in total in Reykjavik. This winter, which has been very mild. Should I give you a look? Slowly come together. like a shank and a shoulder. These are just a mix of cuts from the lamb. Oh, sorry. Didn't look what I was saying. Yes, and I'm just cutting up the rutabaga and sweet, whatever you call it. And I'm going to start with the potatoes. I have about 18 minutes. I'm taking it slowly but surely. Cross country is growing. There are a couple of fitness. There's a competition now called Landvættir. And there is traditional like cross country. That's a part of being a Landvættir, translated to like a guardian spirit of the country. And there, of course, to the guardian spirits of Iceland. The ones that you see on our crest and back on our coins. So it's like you do cross country skiing, you go swimming in a lake, you go running 33 kilometers, something like that. And then you do, what's the fourth one? Swim, ski, run. This one, fourth one. What's that? Cycling. So it's similar like an Ironman, but just with 4 and adjusted to Icelandic situation or circumstances. Yes, it looks like I need a bigger pot. I've been thinking about buying a bigger pot actually. Ingrid, is there a place like where you can see whales from the shore? Yes, several. I've seen whales in the Westman Islands. I've seen whales here in the Reykjavik harbor. Don't need to go far from the Reykjavik harbor to see whales. Whales. I'm sounding like I'm Scottish. And yeah, depends on the right circumstances. Maybe we'll do whale watching live stream this spring. Who knows? So what more have we have? Biking? Sheridan, for our family, yes, for sure. This is like 3, when everything is gelled together, it's about 5 liters of soup. We are only 2 grown-ups and 2 babies. So yes, do the math. I think we can eat that for a couple of servings. Probably gonna invite my mother-in-law to come tomorrow if she wants. For Iceland more, so like the festival. Sheridan is asking, do you have some bread? Some people like to have like rye bread, the sweet brown bread that we have with it. For me, no, just soup. Don't need to complicate things that are just perfect. Yeah. So do you like Icelandic crime fiction, Samantha? Þetta með hyggstatristi. My boy has got the hiccups. Hi Deb, I'll post the recipe or a version of a recipe later. But it's basically lamb, preferably lamb with a bone. And you cook that for about 45 minutes. Let it simmer. Then you add carrots, potatoes, rutabaga, sweet, whatever you call them, onions, and dried soup herbs, and salt and pepper, of course. And some people like to add rice or barley to the recipe. And yeah, so boil the lamb for 45 minutes, and then you put everything, the rest into it, and cook for at least 20 minutes, but preferably let it simmer for as much time as you have. The best soups are usually like 2 or 3 days old. I'll post the recipe later on, but I'm doing a little bit larger version of the soup. Ahmed is asking, do I use vitamin D supplements? So, yes. Yes, we do. Many, some kind of multivitamin, but D vitamins are especially important here. So a lot of people stock up with those. And then we also, my boys always have this. This is basically kids' Icelandic cod liver oil. So this is like they have their Cheerios or oatmeal porridge, and then they have this, and this helps with everything. Trausti, hvað er að gera? Trausti. I have to check on that boy. Yeah. Yes. So it's almost time. So Samantha is asking, it's a great festival. What's called the Crime Noir. Yes, I've not been to the festival, but as there are so many great crime writers in Iceland, it's really strange how many crime writers there are in Iceland compared to how little crime there is in Iceland. You know, mass murderers in Iceland, and there's only been one proven. And his name is called Axlar Björn. And he killed people with an axe. In the 17th century. But of course, it's very easy to let people disappear in the lava fields of Iceland. There is a famous story actually about, or famous, yeah. So on the road between Keflavik Airport and Reykjavik, there supposedly is a ghost. So the story goes is that there's a hitchhiker on the middle of between Reykjavik and Keflavik, and he hitchhikes for transport to Keflavik. And if you say yes, he comes aboard your car. But slowly before you arrive in Keflavik, he disappears. So the story goes, hvað ertu með þetta kaninu?
Nei, svona pansa með og bytta gildi þessu.
Yeah. So the story goes, there was a hitchhiker around 1960, or a guy that was attending a ball or dance here in Reykjavik, and he was going to hitchhike back to Keflavik, and he was never seen again. And some people say that he was probably run over and somebody ditched him into the landfills. He's always trying to find his way home. Would you like to do a full floor tour with me in Reykjavik? These are two TV shows, Valhalla Murders and Trapped on Netflix. Really recommend them. And if you haven't already seen Pardon My Icelandic on Netflix, then it's a must thing to watch. There's a stand-up comedian, Icelandic stand-up comedian that it's really funny. Makes fun of Iceland and some more. Pardon My Icelandic. And then, of course, like I said, Valhalla Murders and Trapped. It's sometimes called Brot. The Valhalla Murders sometimes called Brot. B-R-O-T. Brot. If I would do a serial killer tour, Sheridan, in Iceland, then I would only have one example that we know of. There's been only one. And yes, that's the guy with the axe in the west of Iceland, in the Snæfellsnes Peninsula. Anybody been there to the beautiful Snæfellsnes Peninsula? I do agree, Ahmed. Judy enjoyed Pardon My Icelandic. But I'm actually, so if you know somebody or you have a company, I'm starting to do now like live streaming, just private tours with groups. I just did with a Danish company and an Icelandic company. So just staying at home, I just walk in Reykjavik with them and tell them stories and show them things. And so if that's something that's some of you are interested in, doing a private walking through with me or one of my guides, then check it out or let me know. Hvað gerir? Hvert á ég að koma? Það er að pissa?
Pissi í klósettið.
Varst að pissa í klósettið? My boy was just peeing in the toilet all by himself. This is a big thing. So I'm thinking of cut you off, or yeah, Zoom, or we can do it via Zoom or Google Meet or whatever. What's the business happening? So we've been toilet training my boy, and he just went on his own and just peed in the toilet. Miracles still happen. So the day before he turns, 2 days before he turns 3, he just, I'm gonna pee in the toilet all by myself. So we have about 1 minute left of the so just let's do there. Yes, we should give a big hooray for it. So here is the lamb slowly cooking. It's been for 45 minutes roughly. And then we have the rutabagas, potatoes, carrots, and onions. And then I'm gonna put some dried soup herbs also into the mix. And a little bit of rice. A little bit of rice. So I think somebody is asking what's the news with the volcano? Hey Google, stop. So news is we have a magma chamber underneath, about 7 kilometers long magma chamber. It's about 1 kilometer from the Earth's crust, and it's growing. Probably going to reach the surface, but it's going to be a knock on wood, slow flowing lava on the surface, no problem. I think it's good that if it reaches the surface, it releases the tensions, so these earthquakes will maybe not be as frequent. Hopefully, knock on wood. So where did I put the spoon? So we are pretty relaxed about this volcanic eruption, but jag tack för att komma med. Ja. For this, I'll post the recipe later on. But this is about roughly 1 deciliter. Ta. Ja. I was going to just be like a little bit tasting a couple of beers. And some white wine, not made in Iceland. It's an occupational hazard, running food and wine tours. You need to experiment and try out new beers and stuff, right? Foods. It's a hard job, but somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to sacrifice himself for the greater good. Tomasi. This was not the plan to show you alcohol. Let my 3-year-old handle. Ja, Þetta duglegur strákur. So I'll show it to you in a little while. How much is a bottle of white wine? The lowest priced one are maybe 1,500 Icelandic kronur, but it goes up. Like this is probably around 2,000 kronur, which is about $16, 15 euros. Já, finnur lyktina. He feels he's told me that he smells this. So I almost have a full pot. So this will probably get a little bit messy, but it is what it is. I need to buy another pot, that's for sure. This is an example of that. So you wanna show? See? I have to stop this. It's a perfect shot, right? Yes, that's very full, but it is what it is. I put a little bit more of the ingredients that I should maybe have done, but it will simmer like this. Shabazz is asking, can I get a shout out to Shirley? Hi, Shirley. Hi from Reykjavik, Iceland. Sheridan saying, I had heard you can buy duty free when you fly in. That's exactly, that's very cool. Here it is. Yes, that's exactly what we do. When we travel, we always try to take our quota. You have like a certain quota of alcohol you can bring into the country, and it's considerably cheaper than in the state-run alcohol stores. So most of the people that are traveling, they buy the quota, even though they sometimes don't drink. They just do it and pass it to their friends. Uh, like a bottle, that costs maybe 4,000 kronas, like a good bottle of bread in the state run alcohol stores. It costs maybe 2,500 in the duty free. So if we keep it simple, if we say $40 and $25, if you say it's the US dollars like 130, euros 160. But let's keep it simple. Like if we say it's $40 bottle, it goes down to $25. I like to keep it cheaper. So now it's cooking for about Luce. Just joined in. Is this Icelandic soup? This is Icelandic lamb soup. Kjötsúpa. Kjötsúpa. Are my ancestors native Icelanders? Yes, they are. I can trace back my ancestry back to the Vikings. Supposed to be taking care of my boy. I want to do these there. He is the cutest boy that has ever lived. Ahmed is saying, I wonder, do they use the unnatural method to take the lava outside or take its pressure? No, we don't. Things erupt if they erupt. If they don't, they don't. But we measure things very closely. I think, we have about, I don't remember, we have been doubling the amount of measurement gear on the Reykjanes Peninsula because of the constant earthquakes and there's a satellite that checks it out every couple of days, and they can see the magma chamber slowly growing underneath Earth's crust. Should I maybe do one more time the thing that I showed you earlier? Yes, let's just do that because maybe some people were not there when I So you see this? So this is the magma chamber between two mountains here, one called Keilir and one called the mountain of the beautiful valley, Fagradalsfjall. And this magma chamber is about 7 kilometers long, about 5 kilometers thick, and here to the further south, it's about 1 kilometer from the crust. And here at Keilir mountain, it's about 2 kilometers. So probably it will break up here. And this is in the middle of nowhere, and land is pretty flat. So we couldn't have chosen a better place for the eruption to arrive in. Isn't there a large connection to Samantha? Isn't there a large connection to Ireland and Iceland? Yes, for sure. There was DNA research done a couple of years back that showed 90% of Icelandic males have closest DNA to Norwegians. So most of the settlers, males, came from Norway. It's surprising that about 50% of the women. A big part of the other half, Celtic. So we're talking about Ireland, Scotland, England in that regard. So of course, the Norwegian Vikings on their way to Iceland sailed to the British Isles. Asked the women there politely, would you like to go to a cruise to the north with me? And they just happily said, yes, we would like to go. But it's funny because we have some Celtic traits. For example, the liver pudding and the blood pudding, the haggis that Celtic is a relevant here in Iceland. We usually have like this here in the fridge. So this is basically boiled liver pudding, and this is just perfect if you want to just have a slice of this and just nibble on it, or just a dish like my boys enjoy this. So this is a very traditional thing, like Celtic Island, and also the folklore, the big giant trolls of Norway. Our folklore, of course, influenced both by Norway and Celtic folklore. So I'm actually, there are a couple of people that are supporting doing live streams called the Patreon. So maybe if you like these kind of live streams and stuff like that, then maybe you would like to be interested in joining us. We have a special Facebook group for that, and there we have like a book club that we read a book, and once a month we'll discuss the book. So I want to see. So this is liver pudding, just cold, boiled, ready to eat. Very good. Also very hungry. And this is my buy me a coffee thing, PayPal, buymeacoffee.com, friend Reykjavik, my PayPal. And we're also on YouTube, so you can watch some of the I've done, like, I'm not sure. I'll have to count how many live streams I've done since December. But they've been a few. Una sprinta. Io non ho ancora posso nero. Okay. And on Sunday we're gonna have some candy. Then on Tuesday we're gonna have some. We're gonna talk to Anna, the curator of the Museum of Witchcraft and Sorcery. It's a funny, when I announced that, when I put that email, that was the start of the earthquakes here in the southwest. I kid you not.
Yeah.
After I posted that event.
Yeah.
10 minutes after that, the first earthquake hit. And then just recently, are you close? And then just about a couple of days ago, the car of Anna, the curator of the Museum of Woodcraft, her car just caught on fire outside the museum. So I think there's something going on. We'll have to talk about that on our live stream on Tuesday. And then maybe we'll do a all night hunt next week. It depends a little bit on how likely it is for them to be visible. Then on the 20th of March, there's going to be a free from home, a festival, all kinds of tours from all around the world. And of course, your friend Enrique is going to be there. I'm going to do a city walk with the Viking at 3 p.m. on GMT. And then on the 27th, we're going to the Golden Circle. Nei, við býðum með að fá lammar í kemur, ekki? Mamma vill að býðum með smá með þókað lammarið verður. Mamma vill að við býðum með að blása smá þókað lammarið verður. Sorry for my rant. Já, ég skal blása eftir smá, ég skal lofa. So, just want to show you a bit more here. Slowly cooking to perfection. And as I said, I'm gonna keep cooking for probably for at least half an hour. I set the timer for 20 minutes, but I'm gonna cook it for longer. I'm just gonna lower the heat and just let it simmer. Just let it simmer. I think it's gonna be really fun to do the Golden Circle with you guys. Like, it's gonna be a 4-hour drive. My friend has a Tesla. I need to get this right because it matters to me. Tesla Super 3 or Tesla 3. So electric car, and Tesla is actually building like a ring road, like a network of superchargers. So it's going to be very easy to travel around Iceland, do the ring road with an electric car. And we're going to have a discussion about just the rise of. This is liver pudding. This is sheep liver. What is it? This is liver, lamb, and some bull liver, mostly lamb, and wheat, and potato starch, and some fat. You see the fat eye of it. So this is very good. It's not a pate. It's not soft. It's not like this is very like it's not something that you would like put on bread or something like that. Aloha, Linda. I envy you for being in Maui, Hawaii. Julie, what kind of cake is Tristir, which translates to trustworthy, Tristi, and Tyr, like the Norse god. Tyr, the god of law and justice, the one-handed one who lost one of his hands to Fenrir, the Fenrir's oath, the son of Loki, the trickster god. Tristi Tyr Valsson, son of Val. So yeah, I'm probably getting you bored out of your mind. Was it 140? I think this is the longest live stream I've ever done. I understand you're completely lacking force here. He was obviously one of the most worshipped ones here in Iceland. But here in Iceland also Freyja were quite worshipped because they were the goddess and god of fertility and harvest. I tell you already, I'm getting really, really hungry. The smell is just. I'm gonna try not to, like for the golden circle. I'm gonna try not to, like I'm not gonna stop for long at each place. We're just gonna like have a peek. But it all depends on how many of you. Please share that event if you can for me. Depends on the interest and depends on how long the battery of the phones. I will probably have two, so I can switch if I need to. Sure then. We have the same time now. So we have TNT all the way, Greenwich Mean Time. So yeah, 5. I think you're changing. What is it? This weekend to daylight savings or? Annabelle is asking, is that liver like liververse? No. This is just this is a bit of thicker consistency, but still pretty soft. No, it's not like a sausage. Well, it's not that simple, Ahmed, about you know, I don't know everybody here, 360,000 people. People feel alone here also. I think you just, it's hard, but COVID doesn't help with that, with isolation, of course. I feel like I've been inside for over a year, But here it's very loose compared to many countries. We've been very fortunate that the government and the head of disease control has been handling the situation pretty well, and so we haven't had like curfew and stuff like that. But still, you haven't met your friends for quite some time. So I like saying we change our plots on the 28th of March. Okay. So it's 17 days, 2 weeks. Kan inte get it. He's not doing something. Okay. So this up. Kuka. Visst var kuka? Varför kuka? Där vet. Vill du ha sopa? Få sopa? Ja, jag kommer få sopa. Okay. So do you want to take another peek? Yeah. Oh, probably because for my boys, I'm gonna after I've boiled it for about 40 minutes, half an hour more. Wait, and I'll probably take the meat off the bones and just put it back in the soup, so it makes it easier for my boys. I'm a big boy animal. I can eat a lot. Oh. In the US, our clock's pretty ahead this weekend. Okay, so it's yeah, of course it varies. Viltu fá okkar súpu? Viltu fá okkar? Viltu fá smá lifrarpylsu?
Yeah.
Yeah. First. So my boy wants some liver pie. A little bit of snack before dinner. It's okay, Annabelle. Ingrid was here for last year's Light Festival. Yeah, of course, we are pretty used to earthquakes here, but here in the last 2 weeks, there have been over, was it 24,000 or 37,000, something. But of course, most of them very light tremors that you can feel here in Reykjavik. But you know, we have had some like 5.7 and 5, a couple of them. So it's been pretty. Yeah, you get a little bit tired of it. So I'm going to show you one thing here. Remove and stop screen, share screen, Chrome tab, and where is it? So these are the earthquakes for the last couple of 2 days. And as you see, the green stars, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger for you. Þetta er búið með það. Það er svolítið svangur.
Yeah.
So as you see, yeah, a lot of quakes. The green dots are over 3 on Richter. Yes, there was an earthquake yesterday. Yeah, they're so frequent, I'm just losing track. But you know, it's not for everybody, of course. Dogs, some animals don't really like the quakes, and of course, some people I felt like a vertigo, like they're out in sea, that they feel like nauseous and dizzy, and even though I'm really calm about this, I sometimes feel like that I may be feeling quakes that are not there, so I'm a little bit, but probably there were quakes. I'm just really sensitive to, or not sensitive to them, but it doesn't get me nauseous or anything like that. So I'm just going to let this boil for about 30 minutes more. And my voice is coming from the gym. And I'm thinking maybe to do this for 7 minutes or 6.5 minutes, because we are then 2 hours. Any questions for me? Shoot, anything? I haven't practiced for the golden circle. I think maybe I should do it, but I don't have time to do it. I was thinking if I maybe have some more unique food items for you. I got this question from somebody from a food stream. So this is like just bread cheese. We like to buy our cheese like this kind of chunk goes a week pure at this household. So perfect, like if you're buying for bonus, like doing the golden circle, buy a local bread, some Icelandic butter, creamy butter. Where's the butter? Okay, somewhere lost. And then some bread cheese. And then you have, of course, you need to have a grinder, but it's much cheaper than buying like individual slices, and it's a better cheese, not as dry. So have I lost you already? What has been the biggest change for food culture? Tourism, for sure. I think there are so many young chefs that have been being able to do experiments with the fresh Icelandic ingredients. So there's just so many great cooks out there now. There were maybe a handful like 10 years ago, but now a couple of dozen, and more variety of restaurants, I think, because yeah, more. Of course, we're talking about pre-COVID time. Let's be sure about that. Do you have takeaways and doing different foods? Yes, we have, but they are quite expensive unless you're doing pizza or something like that. But many restaurants. Langar í smá meira? Viltu smá meira? Yeah. I'm cutting really thin slices fine. And about just to be sure. Hi, Emma. Salmon. That's not bad for tea. Is it smoked salmon or just? Is it like a toast? Hilda loves those. Yes, exactly. Samantha, taking old recipes and adding a modern twist, adding some exotic flavors. Don't be shy, experimenting a little bit. That's what because all of a sudden there was business for more restaurants to do their thing because of tourism. So more chefs got their opportunity to show what they could do, and people experimenting. And for me as a foodie, the rise of tourism in Iceland is just beautiful. Many microbreweries popping up in small towns that wouldn't have any business if it wouldn't be for tourism. So now they're suffering, of course, but hopefully COVID and vaccination and stuff will. So not, there are many restaurants that have closed their doors, and I'm not sure if they will open it up again after this. Many restaurants have changed to like takeaways. So we can do takeaways from them, like classy restaurants that we've never done takeaway before COVID. Matarkettle is beautiful. Paul had a nice meal there. Já, þú ert fljótur, þú ert duglegur að borða. Viltu fá eitthvað að drekka? Má ég bjóða upp á vatn? Nei, ekki vatn. Nei, hvað viltu? Fá súpa. Þú fá djús. Djús. Mjólk. Viltu mjólk? Yes. That's one of the things that I will have to experiment with. I'm sorry for your Brits out there, but it kind of had, ég veistu hvað, bara alveg að vera búin. Þá ætlum við að borða svona ótrúlega góða súpu. Smá í þetta. Yeah, I was talking about the British cuisine. I have to be really honest, and maybe because I haven't experienced that great restaurants in Britain, but I feel like they could do better sometimes. But maybe it has changed a lot over the last couple of years. Samantha was just saying Yorkshire hot's just the best. I haven't done that recipe, but maybe I should. Maybe you should try that. What are the ingredients for that? Yeah, battered fish and chips, of course. That's very traditional. I have a hard time eating. It needs to be pretty fresh fish or frozen. If it's frozen, it needs to be. Yeah, it needs to be either like fish balls, fish stew, or something like that. But I can feel texture and taste of fish that's not fresh. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, Julie. Live streaming, doing something I've never done before. That would be a recipe for disaster. Very, very hot oil and fat. So it's like it's like deep fried. I've tried your pudding sometimes in a cheap bar along with beer, a lot of beer. I wish I could send you the smell, or like ship it over. You would just have like a small vent that would artificially make up the smell for you. Then you just virtual tastings. So guys, I think this is pretty enough. 2 hours, new record, new world record, which will be blown out of the park for our live stream for the Golden Circle probably. Hopefully, if everything goes to plan. Cooked the yam on the risen golden served with onion gravy. Interesting. I'll post some pictures later. I'll show you. Like now it's starting to gel. Smell, the smell. So this is hearty stuff. Yeah. So let's. I'll see you on Sunday for some candy tasting. It's going to be great for some. How about this?